This is the AOC Sports High School Football Preview Show.
And week 3 of Friday Night Rivals here on UTV 44. Good evening, Jim Cox and Dan Brennan here at AOC as we get ready for our matchup tonight. Saraland taking on McGill at the Lip. But before we do that, Dan, we got to go back to our game last week as we saw St. Paul's play host to Spanish Ford. And you had talked to Ben Blackman earlier in the week, and you kind of really got a feeling for what he thought of his team, and he really liked his team, and we saw why, because that's a very impressive Toro team we saw Friday night.
Yeah, not everybody's at their best here at the beginning of the season. We've noticed that, and it happens. It's high school football. You got a lot of new guys. You got a lot of kids playing different positions, and you work it out as the season goes along. I think that they're like they're like microwave rice. They're ready to go right now, and they've got special teams that are excellent. Their receiving core is really good. The quarterback is really. He's one of these quarterbacks that when you get in the red zone, he's got you. He gets to the 20-yard line, you're in trouble. You can't stop him in the red zone because he knows when to pass. He knows how to manipulate the time and down and distance. Really good player. And
defensively, again, real impressive. Again, St. Paul's a bit of a younger team we've seen in the past. They're going to be better later in the season. But boy, the Toros really impressive. And I think there's a reason everybody's so excited over there on the hill.
Yeah, they frustrated St. Paul's. They didn't let them do the thing. They really didn't just allow them to run the football like they like to do. And everything is predicated off that. So great job by Spanish Fort. They look good.
All right, we're here at AOC each week, and we talk injuries, maybe how to prevent them. Our old friend Dr. Patton. I mean, we've known him a long time. Not on that old Dr. Patton here with us. We're talking ACL again. You two were just talking ACL together,
right? We were
right?
just talking about it today at FM Talk 106.5, and one of the things we talked about this injury that everybody knows. When you say those 3 letters, that's bad. And it so often happens without any contact. Explain that.
Right, ACL tears are often a non-contact injury. For example, a wide receiver running his route makes a cut and the knee gives way. So they can happen with the contact, but it can be frequently a non-contact injury.
We always talk about technology, science, and those things. Was there 10, 20 years ago when you think about the ACL and you would see the huge scar on someone, but was there as much thought on the preventative side with stretching and core strength and those things? Was that, or is that something that you all have learned kind of more recently that's a way to prevent these?
Sure, really the literature lately has shown that ACL injuries can be prevented. There's injury prevention programs that are out there that have been shown to statistically be able to reduce the number of ACL tears. So it has developed over time, and so we know now through strengthening, plyometrics, agility, and we know through those things that we can help prevent ACL tears.
Do you kind of know? Do you kind of know right away if you see an injury, or if you were at a game, for example, or like, do you know right away that it's kind of maybe bad?
Sometimes you can, when you see, especially if you're in a game, if it's far away from you, it's hard to tell, but particularly on TV, when you see the knee buckle a certain way, you know that, it looks pretty serious.
Doctor, so you have the ACL, now you've got a big problem and everybody's upset, and you can fix it. And you wait a couple of weeks, let the swelling go down, correct? Right. Then what goes on from there?
Well, there's multiple ways to do it, but we, in general, reconstruct the anterior cruciate ligament, and there's several graft choices. You can use the middle of the third of the patella tendon, hamstring, quadriceps graft. So there's a lot of different options, and it's a discussion you have with the patient and their expectations, and you take all factors in consideration. So the technology's improved so much now that we're able to get them fixed and through smaller incisions, do outpatient surgery, and get them on the way to recovery.
And that recovery, it used to be a lot longer than it is.
Well,
now.
It's still a 6 to 9 month recovery time, so you still take times to heal, let the graft heal in the tunnels, and they have to work on it, get their quad and hamstring strong again. So it still takes time to rehab.
One thing, and like how much of that, especially for an athlete here, like is the mental part of like feeling they can trust that that knee again to do what they were doing before they're injured. That's got to be a huge part.
Oh yeah, that is a huge part of it. The patient or the athlete has to get confidence in their knee again. So that comes in a little bit of that psychology of sports medicine, is where they need to feel comfortable with it, that their knee can take the rigors of what is necessary.
Yeah. Oof.
All right.
No, we
all
don't.
About the ACL, now you know.
Hopefully that's all we talk about the ACL. We don't really want to talk about it much during the games.
No,
if someone is
no.
doing that. Good to see you, Doc.
Good to
All
see
right,
you.
we'll come back. We get you ready for Saraland and McGill here tonight. Jeff Kelly and the Spartans are here. We've got both CJ Mack, who's both starting safety, and also our academic athlete of the week, going to join us here with Coach Kelly. That comes up right after this here from Alabama Orthopedic Clinic as we get ready for week 3 of Friday Night Rivals. Week 3 of the high school football season. Region play gets underway tonight here on Friday Night Rivals. Saraland and McGill matching up. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan. He's CJ Mack. We're going to talk a lot about him tonight. We'll talk with him in a few minutes. Jeff Kelly, head coach of the Spartans. We saw them in week 1 and then up against Theodore. Then, such an easy schedule to start, Coach. You go Theodore, Hewitt, Trussville to open things up.
And then McGill tonight.
Yeah, right out of the gate. And you know it's going to be like that for region play. But we were talking earlier. I mean, you like to have tough games to get you ready for what you know is going to be a Friday night grind every Friday in this region.
And we got that and more. We started off the season, Theodore went up to Birmingham week 2, played Hewitt Trussville, played outstanding teams the first couple weeks, and saw a lot of growth in our team. Didn't necessarily show on the scoreboard like we would like it at times, but getting back looking at the video, we got a ton of experience out there, and our young guys are kind of figuring some things out, and we're, you can see it at practice. And so, as we get ready to tee it up tonight, expect some good things. We expect some good things to happen. And all 3 of these games have been on the road, and so we hadn't had a chance to play at home, and we've got to kind of, be battle tested, if you will. But, like our team, I know we're really close, and just got to get out there and make it happen tonight.
We knew, when we talked to you before week 1, you knew you were going to be young coming into this season, but you just can't replicate that no matter what you do in practice, scout teams, all that.
Yeah.
You can't replicate for those young kids that experience of what they've got in the first 2 weeks, right?
We'll see. Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Our kids have worked extremely hard. They're diligent and prepared and want to get back every week, and even in these first 3 weeks of the season, their work ethic, what they do, what they bring day in and day out, has been consistency, has been, a hunger to just keep grinding, keep doing what they know we need to do, and stay the course, and we're going to be just fine.
You have brought another fine young man with you tonight. Tell us all about CJ.
Outstanding young man. Number one, he's a great leader for our school. Tremendous in the hallway, tremendous in the classroom, does it the right way, shows up every day in the weight room, multi-sport athlete, outstanding baseball player, center fielder for Coach Boutwell. He's been, kind of I don't want to say utility guy over his career, but he's played some wide receiver for us over his career, kick return, he's working in the secondary, does a lot of different things, but outstanding athlete, great football player, but just even better young man.
CJ, tell us about playing for the Spartans, and now it's your senior year, and this is going to be it. How much more important does this feel to you than the years previous to this when we were sophomore and a junior?
Well, definitely coming up through the years, it didn't really mean as much to me, and I wasn't really cherishing it. But the other night, the way the scoreboard looked, it felt different, and so I realized this is our last shot, and with our some of our support not really backing us up, it definitely brought the team together.
So what does the team need to do to grow and to get better as you enter into region play against McGill tonight?
If big plays go down, just don't point fingers or anything like that, and just have each other back.
We're also going to talk about you during the game. You're also our Scholastic Athlete of the Week as well, and Coach just talked about you being a leader in the hallway. And you don't hear that term all the time, and it's.
You have been to Saraland.
Yeah, but to hear about a student who's a leader in the classroom in the hall, I think it's very different
Yeah.
and then translates over to the football field. But talk about that on the academic side and what you feel to kind of to be a leader, not just on the football field or the baseball field, but also in the classroom too.
You know, I know a lot of people, and a lot of people know me, and I know that they look up to me, and the people coming up under me, I know that I'm always being paid attention to, and so I try to set a great example.
Oh man, what a great attitude.
A lot of self-awareness for a teenager.
All right, so McGill going up region play, talked about a big offense in the first week, and there's
Sure.
You also know a little bit about the coaching staff over there, right?
You know, Coach Joseph, outstanding coach, outstanding football mind, even better person. You know Coach Butler as D coordinator, have known them all forever. They're going to have their guys ready to play. It'll be a good challenge. You know, probably there'll be a lot of similarities offensively on both sides in terms of how we want to attack and how we want to do some things there. And it's going to come down to, you know, the same things that every week. You know, who makes the mistakes, who's able to run the football, who's able to finish drives, who's able to limit the big plays on defense. All those things that every week you roll it out and say these are the 4 or 5 things we got to do. This week, tonight will be no different. And you know, both teams. You know, you start the season, week 3, we got region play, everything's amped up, everything's on the table. This is kind of what the season kind of starts tonight.
Is it more of a challenge with a new staff in there and not having like a film and tendency that maybe you had when Coach Hitt was there?
Every week's a challenge. Every week presents new challenges. You know, these guys, you know, they played, you know, a couple weeks ago. They were off last week. You know, sure, you'd like to have 10 games and be able to outline everything over the years, but you know, there's not a ton of secrets in football. You know, there's not a ton of secrets. There's not a secret sauce. You've got to go out and execute. Mm-hmm. You know, and we got to do what we need to do to be successful, regardless who we play. And I'm sure they'll say the same thing. But it's going to be two good teams getting after it. You know, starting off Region 1 play. Everybody's wanting to get off to a good start in 6A Region 1, and we're excited to tee it up tonight.
That's why it's the game of the week. That's why it's Friday Night Rivals. That's why we're doing the game on TV. Thank you so much, Coach. CJ, thank you, and you'll be back in the last segment as well. We'll come back and we'll hear from the new head coach at McGill. We'll talk all about the Yellow Jackets as they get ready to open up region play against the Saraland Spartans right here on Friday Night Rivals, week 3 already of the high school football season. Week 3 of Friday Night Rivals here on UTV 44. Jim Cox, Dan Brennan, McGill playing host to Saraland here tonight. New coach Norman Joseph, welcome to for the first time. Nice to have you here with us.
Thank you. Great to be with you. Braylon
McReynolds, running back, had a big week last week. We'll talk all about that. Because you're new to us and our viewers, kind of just quickly, Coach, how did it come to be that you became the new head coach at McGill this year?
Well, that is an interesting story in itself because one of the assistant coaches at Saraland told me about the position and gave me a call and asked me if I would be interested in pursuing it, and I told him I didn't know anybody at McGill anymore. When I was coaching college football, I knew a lot of folks, and I just lost touch with many of them. But he had already made a few contacts for me, and it worked out for me to become the head football coach.
How about that? And you know, everybody rave reviews so far from what we talked to on the McGill family about their new head coach, Dan Brennan.
Complete gentleman, great with the kids, and you love the school. You like the kids too. You were telling me about that today.
Unreal, just outstanding administration. The student athletes are just on top of everything that they do, and it's been a real pleasure working with them and seeing them and watching them improve since spring up to where we are now.
Yeah, there's a lot of great students at McGill, and one of them can run the football like a madman. And you brought him along today, so talk about Braylon.
Braylon McReynolds, what a tremendous young man. He's an outstanding football player, and that's what catches people's attention. But to get to know him and watch him and see how he is at practice with the young players and as well as with the seniors and the coaching staff, you know, he kind of keeps us all up and keeps us moving. He's got a great personality, awesome. and he's an outstanding student as well. So he's the total package, and it's been fun working with him as well.
big week opening things up in week one. 248 yards, I think, on the ground, 3 receptions as well. But now then you had that week off. So now it's been 2 weeks. You've got to be ready to get back after it again tonight, right?
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. The bye week, it didn't do nothing but make us more ready to play this week. So me and the guys have been talking, and we're just ready to play Friday.
So coach may be new here, but region play, of course, you all dropped down from 7A to 6A, and you know what this region's like. And I've been telling coaches, like, hey, this is kind of what it's going to be like every Friday night from now on, right?
Yes, sir, most definitely.
Talk about your running style, Braylon, because you can't get 248 yards by accident. You must have something in mind when that ball snapped and you're looking at what you're seeing. How do you react to what you see?
Really, it's just go. There's nothing much that I can say about it.
All gas, no brakes?
No brakes. I'm just someone who likes to make plays, and with the offense that Coach Norman runs and the offensive line, they help me to do what I do every night. So
that's awesome.
You can see the personality. You can see why people would gravitate to him and will gravitate to him. So as you get ready to go up against Saraland, and Coach was just talking about that he's known your staff for a long time, but what do you see as you get ready to open up region play tonight against the Spartans?
Well, you see a very well-coached team to begin with, and Saraland has got an outstanding coaching staff. I've known Jeff since college. I recruited Jeff to come to Southern Miss, and did not have an opportunity to coach him, but he had a great career at Southern Miss. He's had a great career as a coach, and he leads his players in a tremendous way. They've had great success, and you look at the coaching profession where so many coaches, and I'm one of them, who has bounced around from school to school, and then you take a Jeff Kelly that goes to a school and has been there 12 years. There's something to be said about that. That he's one of theirs. They're one of his, and it's just it's a great marriage what they have there. And Jeff Kelly's done a tremendous job.
Coming down here, obviously you had to kind of know the frying pan you were hopping into as far as the competition and the level of the play and the athletes that come out of the 251 area code down here. I mean, that's got to be. I can see where it's a little daunting, but also as a coach. Well, this is what you want to do.
You're going to have some of those athletes. Some of them play for you.
Correct. But it's you can see this is where you want to.
Well, it's a tremendous level of football. There's no question. And 6A is an outstanding level. There's a lot of great football players that play in this region. And you're exactly right. When I started looking into the teams that make up 6A, make up our region, it was some unreal teams and great coaching staffs and coaches who have been doing this for a long time, and so you're getting into something this not only big but also very special, because we love the competition. You don't get into coaching to play the blind sisters of the poor. You want to go against the best, and now we have an opportunity to go against Saraland, who is one of the best teams in our district.
Well, we are we're super excited to see you, to meet you, have you here. Can't wait to see your team tonight. Braylon, we're going to talk a lot about you tonight. I just know we are.
And give it to Edwards again.
All right, Coach, welcome here, and again, we're glad to see you. All right, Dan and I are going to get out of here. Are we going to go to the press box early?
Yes.
They don't have to be. They've got nothing else going on tonight. Fast Plays with Heather is coming up to get us ready for tonight's Friday night rivals. Saraland taking on McGill. 6A matchup right here on UTV 44.
High school football preview show. We have got CJ Mack from Saraland. We got Brilliant McReynolds from McGill. Before we get into all the fast plays that I have for both of these teams, we got to first get into the Wendy's Giant of the Week. A huge, big congratulations to Tay Lyle. It's a safety, receiver, and linebacker from Snook University. That's this week's Wendy's Giant of the Week. Do you want to be this week's Wendy's Giant of the Week? If you're a junior or a senior who plays on the football team at any of the high schools in our Alabama viewing area, you could win. Log on to UTV 44 and click on the contest page to be entered for a Wendy's Giant of the Week prize pack. Rules and regulations do apply. All right, let's get to the good stuff here again with Saraland's CJ Mack and McGill's Brian McReynolds here. I didn't get to ask you guys any questions first, so CJ, let me ask you. I'm trying to get in that win column for week 3. What's it going to take?
Just diligence and knowing that not every play is going to go right, and when we go into the locker room at halftime, make our adjustments and then just go out there and play hard and play loose.
And be headstrong, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Braylon, you guys are coming off a bye week. What is it going to take for you guys to get in the win column in week 3?
Just to not let what happened last week get to us, and to understand that we have to do what the coach says, and just different things like that.
All right, headstrong. I like that. All right, I've got some rapid fire for these pass plays here, and they're going to be the hardest questions you're ever going to hear in your life. Okay, you ready? CJ, I'm going to start with you. You have to get this one right, and if not, then I'm kicking you out, okay? Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Definitely.
Yes.
No.
No, I've got a
What?
jaw drop over here.
What?
No, none at all? Okay, all right, what's your favorite kind of pizza then?
3 meat.
Okay.
Supreme.
What's your favorite?
Supreme.
Supreme? Okay,
I like it a lot.
but not pineapple on that one.
No, it depends on what mood I'm in.
Okay, all right, I'll take that answer. Okay, Marvel or DC?
DC,
DC. And who's your favorite in DC?
Batman.
No. Okay, yours. He stole your thunder here.
DC.
And?
Robin.
Oh, okay. All right, Batman and Robin here. I like that. The most annoying thing that coach does at practice. I'm not going to get you in trouble.
Maybe the same sayings he says
What's one of the sayings that coach says?
at the end of practice. Every practice, he goes, work on 3. 1, 2, 3.
What about you?
I have to say probably the slogan that we have, the new slogan.
Okay. And
Mac-
it is?
Mac T on the move.
I kind of like it. It'll grow on you. Give it a few weeks. It'll grow on you. Salty or sweet snacks?
Sweet.
Sweet. What's your go-to candy bar?
White Hershey's.
Oh, that's good. What about the cookies and cream?
That's what.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? Salty or sweet?
Sweet.
Go-to candy bar?
Mr. Goodbar.
Mr. Goodbar. Okay. It's Reese's for me all day, every day. And last but not least, favorite tailgate food?
Gotta go with hamburger.
Hamburger. Okay.
Ribs.
Ribs. The first time today I had Conecuh sausage. First time ever. Have you ever had it?
Definitely.
It blows my mind. You?
Yeah.
Oh my
of
gosh.
course.
How do you do your Conecuh sausage?
I put it in a bun, and then I just put a lot of stuff on it and eat it like a hot dog.
Well, that's what I'm going to do next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And you are going to join Jim and Dan up in the press box next for kickoff for Friday Night Rivals. Saraland and McGill-Toolen coming up next.